Gia, we got a message this week from someone booking their first solo trip, and they basically asked me point blank, which city should I go to? So I'm throwing it at you. If a friend asks you that, where do you send them?
Oh, that's easy actually. There's this one city I went to last year, almost by accident. I only booked one night there, and I ended up staying 3. I still tell everyone to go.
1 night to 3. Okay, that's a real recommendation. Let's get into it. So, which city are we talking about, and what made you stay?
I'd say it was a mid-sized city by a river, not a big famous one, which is kind of the point. Honestly, if a friend asked me, I'd say it's really worth a visit. It's the sort of place you don't expect much from, and then it just wins you over.
Quick pause on that. Worth a visit. That's a lovely little phrase. Most people would just say it's a nice city. What made you reach for that one?
I don't know. Nice just felt too weak for it. Saying it's worth a visit feels more like I'm actually telling someone to go, you know?
Exactly. That's the difference between an opinion and a recommendation. Quick context, though. Which city, broadly? You don't have to name it if you don't want to.
It was in Northern Europe, late spring. Small enough that you can walk everywhere, but big enough to have actual stuff happening at night. That's kind of my sweet spot. Too small and it's dead, too big and it's overwhelming.
Got it. Sounds promising. So what did you do on that first day?
Nothing planned, really. I just dropped my bag at the hotel and went out to wander around for a couple of hours. No map, no list of sites. I just followed whatever street looked interesting. That's still my favorite way to see a new place.
There, wander around. You didn't say walk around, you said wander. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah, I'd say wander sounds more like I had no plan, which is exactly what it was. Walk around sounds like I knew where I was going. I didn't at all.
So set the scene. What did the streets actually look like?
Cobbled mostly. Old buildings in different colors next to each other, like mint green right beside yellow ochre. Plants in everyone's windows. The whole place smelled like coffee and rain, which sounds made up, but it really didn't.
Beautiful. And while you were wandering, what did you actually find?
I'd say, the best stuff was all off the beaten track, honestly. Not the big square everyone photographs. These tiny places down side streets, a little bakery, a record shop, a courtyard cafe with maybe 4 tables. The famous sites were fine, but those small corners were what made it for me.
Off the beaten track. Beautiful. That's a phrase examiners love because it does so much work in 4 words. You could have said, places not many tourists go, right?
Right, but that's so long to say. Off the beaten track just covers all of that in one go. It's quicker and it sounds more natural too.
Couldn't have said it better. Did you actually find one place you keep thinking about?
The Courtyard Cafe, for sure. Run by an older couple, maybe 10 tables, and the bread was warm every single time I went in. I went back 3 days in a row. By the 3rd day, the woman behind the counter just nodded at me when I walked in. Like, okay, you're one of us now.
That's the moment, isn't it? So you stayed 3 days instead of 1. When did the city actually win you over?
It took about a day, I'd say. The first morning I was a bit lost, but by the 2nd day I'd started to get a feel for the place, where the quiet streets were, when the market opened, which cafe to go back to. Once you get a feel for a city like that, you don't really want to leave. That's why I kept extending.
Get a feel for the place. That's the one I was hoping you'd use. It's not understand the city. It's something softer. How would you explain the difference?
I think understand sounds like facts, like knowing the map. Get a feel for is more about the atmosphere, the mood of the place. You sort of sense it rather than learn it.
Perfectly put. So, final answer, your friend's standing there with a map. 1 line. Why this city?
I just say go, give it 2 days, and don't overplan it. Wander around, find the small streets, and let it grow on you. By the 2nd morning, you'll get why I stayed.
All right. Nice work there, Gia. Before we wrap up, let's go back and look at a few of the expressions you used. I want you to really lock these in.
Yes, please. I'd love to get these down properly.
First up, worth a visit. Gia, what do you think that one's actually doing in a sentence?
I think it means a place is good enough that you'd tell someone to go there, not just that you liked it.
Exactly. That's the key. It's a recommendation, not just an opinion. Nice tells me how you felt. Worth a visit tells your friend what to do.
Oh, so it kind of points outward, like it's advice rather than just my feeling about it.
Right. And you used it really naturally. You said, quote, "It's really worth a visit." That landed perfectly.
Yeah, nice just felt too weak, honestly, so that came out instead.
That's the lift. Most people at Band 6 stop at, "It's a nice city." Correct, but flat. Worth a visit is what examiners hear from stronger speakers.
Got it. So I can use it for more than cities too, like food or a film?
Exactly. Anything you'd recommend. Bank this one. The old town is small, but it's definitely worth a visit. Say it back.
The old town is small, but it's definitely worth a visit.
Perfect. That's yours now.
Next, wander around. Quick one. How's that different from walk around?
I think wander means you don't really have a plan, you're just exploring. Walk around sounds like you know where you're going.
Spot on. Wander has that drifting, no destination feeling baked in. That one word tells the whole story of your morning.
Oh, nice. So it does the work of saying I had no plan without me having to add that part?
Exactly that. And you said, quote, "I went out to wander around for a couple of hours." Completely natural.
Yeah, that's just what it was. No map, nothing. So that word fit better than walk.
That's the win. One small thing, keep it for relaxed, no plan walking. Don't use it when you're heading somewhere specific.
Okay, so wander around the market is fine, but not wander to the station, right?
Perfect distinction. Bank this rep. We spent the morning just wandering around the old streets. Your turn.
We spent the morning just wandering around the old streets.
Lovely. Banked.
Number 3, off the beaten track. What's the picture there, do you think?
I think it means somewhere quiet, away from the famous spots. The places most tourists don't really find.
Exactly. It's that away from the crowds, off the main route idea. And it does it in 4 words instead of a whole sentence.
Yeah, that's why I used it. Saying places not many tourists go to felt so long and clunky.
That's the whole point. You said, quote, "The best stuff was all off the beaten track." That's a textbook natural use.
Good. It just felt like the obvious way to say it once I'd seen those little side streets.
That's the lift. One trap. Keep it for away from tourists, not just far away. A boring suburb isn't off the beaten track.
Ah, okay. So it's about being undiscovered, not just distant. That's a useful catch.
Exactly. Bank this one. The best cafe we found was a bit off the beaten track. Say it back.
The best cafe we found was a bit off the beaten track.
Perfect. That's yours. Last one. Get a feel for. What do you reckon that means, Gia?
I think it means slowly starting to sense what a place is like. The mood of it, not just the facts.
Exactly. That word sense is perfect. It's softer than understand. It's about the atmosphere settling in over time.
Yeah, understand the city sounded too much like knowing the map. This is more like feeling the place out.
That's the difference exactly. And you said, quote, "I'd started to get a feel for the place. Lovely and natural."
That one just came out. It really did feel like sensing it rather than learning it.
That's the lift. And it travels well. You can get a feel for a city, a new job, even a group of people.
Oh, nice. So it's not only for places. I can use it for a new job too?
Absolutely. Bank this last one. It took a day to get a feel for the city, but then I loved it. Say it back.
It took a day to get a feel for the city, but then I loved it.
Perfect. That's yours now. Great work today.
It took about a day, I'd say. The first morning I was a bit lost, but by the second day I'd started to get a feel for the place. Where the quiet streets were, when the market opened, which cafe to go back to. Once you get a feel for a city like that, you don't really want to leave. That's why I kept extending. It took about a day, I'd say. The first morning I was a bit lost, but by the second day I'd started to get a feel for the place, where the quiet streets were, when the market opened, which cafe to go back to. Once you get a feel for a city like that, you don't really want to leave. That's why I kept extending.